What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up, everybody? What's going on? It's Mr. Wingo too, coming with something really important. Really important. Black men, we need to begin to read again. We need to begin to read. Statistically, we are in the lower portion of reading, and this is not just about just black men. Men in general. We get the flack of not reading, but I looked at some statistics, and I'll do a part two of this, but statistically, black men at a lower level than lower level statistically reading than our white or Hispanic counterparts. And I want to do my mission in 2010. I know it's still 2009, but I want to make this my mission in 2010 to change that because we need to begin to read more. Um, Not even just fiction, but nonfiction. We need to educate ourselves more. We need to learn to pick up a book. And I'm not saying just that all men don't, but especially more of us black men need to. We need to begin to read more. It's important. It's vital. Especially those that have children. We need to be able to educate ourselves. There's so much knowledge and imagination stimulating in a book. I remember as a child, my mother um, took me to Barnes and Nobles when it was on East State. Now it's the library. It took me and my brother and took us to Barnes and Noble. We read magazines, comic books, and whatever. It didn't matter, but she encouraged reading. I mean, if you go to my mother's house, she got like a library of books. Most of them are fiction books, but she always encouraged reading because she was a reader. She never really forced it on us, but she really enthralled us to say, look, hey, if you can look at magazines, I mean, if you can look at TV, you can look at books, and reading, I can't stress this enough because I'm a writer, and as a writer, you need to read more, read as much as you write, but reading just stimulates your creativity, it stimulates your imagination. Even reading non-fictional books, fiction books like self-help books and stuff like that, I love just investing in my brain, investing in knowledge, pouring into yourself, man. I think we need to learn to pour into ourselves so we can pour into our communities and pour into our youth and our children because you look at just, look at our world today, it's so messed up. We got young black men out here that can quote every Jay-Z, and don't get me wrong, I'm a Jay-Z fan, I'm a hip-hop fan, can quote you every Jay-Z lyric, but yeah, you sit a book right in front of them. They're reading like a 20-year-old, 22-year-old man is reading like a 13-year-old level. It's like, come on. And so my encouragement to the black men and men in general, but especially to black men, is to turn off YouTube. Don't turn it off right now, but don't turn off the TV, turn off the internet, and pick up a book. Let it stimulate you. You're never too young to, or never too old to start reading. My grandfather used to have me, summers when we stayed over here, he used to make me read the newspaper. And not just the comic book section, he made me read the business, the local, national news, and the weather, everything. He just made me read it. My grandfather always read the paper, but he just encouraged reading. He'd make us read Encyclopedia Britannica. And sometimes he'd make us read the Bible. My grandmother would make me read the Bible a lot and learn verses and stuff like that. But they just encouraged reading because they understood reading was fundamental. If you look historically, we as black people, we was excluded, especially as slaves. The slaves, they were excluded from reading. And why? Because the Europeans and white Americans knew that if we educated ourselves and came together united, we could be strong. And like I said, I'm not making this a whole racial thing, but I'm just saying, me being a black man representing other young black men, I'm just calling out to younger black men my age, younger and older, is let's begin to read. Let's each one teach one, and that's going to be my goal for 2010. Is really just in my writings, in my journalings, and everything, my blogs, everything is just to encourage black men to read, black men to educate themselves with books, to feed into themselves. Because the more educated, the more knowledge you have, the more you're able to maneuver throughout this world and not get manipulated out this world because you have wisdom. The Bible says, in all I get and understanding. And so when you begin to read, you become equipped with understanding, with wisdom, with knowledge, and thus you'll go further. So let me get off my soapbox a little bit, but I just want to say to all black men out there, this year, when you make your resolutions or whatever your goals, put reading on there. Read more. All right, Facebook, YouTube, peace. It's Mr. Wingo too. All right.